In Week 9, the semi-final at the Chess.com Rapid Chess Championship was Vladimir Fedoseev, the current world number 15 in Rapid Chess, against Hikaru Nakamura, the world number 2, and Levon Aronian, number 27 in the Rapid Chess rankings, against Jose Martinez, the current number 79. The first semi-final started with knight to f3, the Reti opening, but then transposed to the Catalan opening, which is a variation of the Queen's Gambit where white fianchettos the light-squared bishop. It is often considered to be a positional opening where white plays for long-term pressure rather than an immediate attack. The game was very accurate and well-balanced, with Nakamura having to defend the position more. Then on move 36 it looked as if Fedoseev could gain a pawn advantage by capturing on f7. But after the bishop moved to e7, black would have controlled all the escape squares for the knight, and Fedoseev was afraid that his pieces would then be stuck, and thus withdrew his knight to c6. After no further highlights, the match finally ended after a threefold repetition with an awesome accuracy of over 97% compared to the best computer moves. And so the match continued with a blitz game. Nakamura opened with his well-loved Nimzo-Larsen attack, in which the flank opening move b3 prepares the queen's bishop to control the central squares in hypermodern fashion and exert useful pressure on black's kingside. Hypermodernism is a school of chess that emerged after World War I, which advocated controlling the center with distant pieces rather than with pawns, thus inviting the opponent to occupy the center with his pawns, which can then become targets of attack. On move 31, Nakamura was forced to give his queen for 2 rooks, but Fedoseev probably underestimated the moves rook to d8 and rook to d7, which more or less would trap the queen. Thus he had to give his bishop to escape with his queen. Nakamura now led with an engine evaluation plus 1.7. But with 35 to 17 seconds on the clock, this position was certainly not easy to play, even for grandmasters. And so Fedoseev managed to win the 2 queenside pawns with his queen and could thus at least still believe in his chances. But on move 48 Fedoseev made a mistake by capturing the pawn on h5 instead of blocking the check with the pawn on g5. Nakamura then found a forced combination. That either was mate in 2, or mate in 1. And Fedoseev resigned on move 51. In the second semi-final there was the Ruy Lopez opening on the board, and with the pawn moved to a6 and the following moves Aronian opted for the most popular variation, the Morphy defense. On move 19 Aronian played the brilliant move, knight takes pawn on d3. This knight could not be captured back, otherwise the black rook could penetrate the white position, which would eventually lead to a winning position. And so Aronian finally achieved a pawn more, a space advantage and an engine evaluation of plus 2.5. With the bishop move on c3 it became a dream position for Aronian and quite difficult for Martinez to counter. And so it happened that after the rook managed to break through on b3 and the following move of the queen to a3, the pressure on white became greater and greater. And finally, Martinez resigned on move 44 in this completely lost position. In the final, Aronian opted for the bishop opening, which is more common these days, in order to mix up the opening and get different positions than the usual Ruy Lopez or others on the board. It was a high-class strategic and positional game in which it seemed Aronian could gain the upper hand. But on move 20, just as Nakamura had the chance to consolidate by taking the e5 pawn with his knight to keep the d-file closed and take a very nice square for his knight, he took with the d-pawn, with the incredible idea to launch a fierce attack with his queen. Aronian tried to prevent this and launched a counterattack, but with the queen's move to a6, threatening the rook while pinning the white bishop, Nakamura stated that he felt he had a winning position. But Aronian continued to fight, tried to complicate the position, and even managed to achieve a material balance with 2 pawns and a bishop for a rook, but was at a disadvantage with an evaluation of plus 4.7 for black due to the dangerous open lines and the resulting attacking possibilities for black. And so, Nakamura was able to win the pawn on a2 on move 32 after exchanging the rooks. And a few moves later he was able to simplify the position, so that precisely this extra pawn would win the game. Aronian resigned on move 40. This was another spectacular game in this series. Congratulations to Hikaru Nakamura after winning Week 9 of the Chess.com Rapid Chess Championship. If you liked the video, please hit the like button below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest chess news and tournament highlight videos. Thanks for watching.